Hi, this is Aunt Vicki, and today I'm at my shop, and I'm going to pour an ingot, a gold ingot. I believe that I poured a silver one last time, but anyway, they're fun to watch anyhow. So I'm thinking I want to do a lion. This is the lion I made, right? So I want to do a lion's head for a clasp, and it's going to be as small as a little bit smaller than the center of that lion that I have on there. So I need to have a piece of gold about this wide, like that, so I can cut a lion out and make a box clasp to go on the necklace I'm making for this. So anyway, so I want to make it this wide, remember? So I take my ingot mold, and I'm going to look, and I'm going to do a sheet. You can do wire on this ingot mold, or you can do sheet. I'm going to do a sheet. So I always do my sheet as wide as what I want. And I want about that wide. So I'm going to do about that wide. And the reason you might say, well, won't it stretch or spread out? You know, it's really funny. You just do, if you do it the width you want, it doesn't go wide as much as it stretches long. And so I always go the width I want, and then I'll get maybe a little bit on each side, extra on the width, but it stretches more. So that's a good thing to know. So you take, and I'm going to make it the width I want. So that's the width I'm going to do it. I set my mold down, and I take this here, and it's my clamp, my mold clamp. You put it on. You know, I stripped one of these once because I went too hard and cranked too hard on it. Don't crank too hard on these. It's only there to hold it, and if you crank too hard, you're gonna break them. They're only made of cast aluminum. So anyway, so here we go. I have my torch. This torch here is the end. I call it a rosebud torch. I think that's what it's called because it's got all these holes around a center hole, and you kind of makes a rose color torch. So anyway, right here I have a crucible, which is this white part, and I have some gold in there. I've decided that I'm going to sacrifice and pour it and make a piece, some sheet for my lion head. So then I'm all set. I'm going to take right here, this is borax. Yeah, you're right. This stuff you do laundry with, borax. You just buy a big old borax 14 borax box and put it down on your bench, and every once in a while you take this borax and you refill your thing. But anyway, borax cleans your metal. Actually, it takes the impurities of your metal and brings it to the top. When you heat it, the borax will make a glass that comes to the surface of your gold and kind of separates the dirt, takes the dirt out somehow. So you always, when you light it up, let me do this again. This is red. I use a propane oxy setup. So this one's propane, this one's oxygen. I'm going to turn on the propane there, and I always run it all the way out past the tip of that. See how it's coming out in the air? And now I'm going to turn this back the other way until all that blue comes back to the tip. We'll do it in a minute. Pretty soon. Okay, right there. See how the blue is not hitting it? Now the blue's hitting it. I just turned it down till it did that. Then add your oxygen. Magic, right? You just bring the blue down, the white down till everything turns blue, and your flame's about that long, and you're ready to, we're going to heat the mold up first. We're going to do a little bit of heating on the mold. This is just in case this mold has any condensation in it. I did clean it earlier, and so I just want to be sure that everything I cleaned it with not on it, and gold will slide right in there like that liquidy split, you know. So there we go. That's pretty good. I'm heating it pretty good. I'll also heat it as I melt the gold. So there's a handle, it's a crucible holder, and that's a pour spout right there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just go in here, and I'm going to heat that gold. And this is where the magic begins. Now you see that melting? All of that is going to end up in a big ball. I don't understand it, but it's really magic. It's going to be a big old huge ball of gold in about a few minutes. And then I'm going to get that so that that's just as liquid as can be, and I'm going to pour it in that hole. And hopefully it's enough to make that big a piece of seed I want. And I think it is. See how it falls up in a ball? And I'm going to pick up that little piece over there, so I'm going to run this over and heat it up. And I'll pick that little piece up that wants to stay right there. Now I'm going to start, since I got it going pretty good here. When you get to this point, you want to really look at your gold. Make sure there's no lumps in it. If there's lumps in it, you might have something in there that is going to stop the flow of your gold. And so you might want to stop and check out what that lump is. But I don't have nothing that's going to stop my flow of my gold. So it's just as beautiful as can be. So I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to put my little pour spout right there. And I'm going to heat my mold up real good. Want it to be hot, not cold. If you think about it, I'm pouring liquid gold into it. If it's hot, it's going to pour. If it's cold, it's just going to stop right at the pour spout. So you want to be sure there's always quite a bit of heat on the ingot mold. And I think that I got my pour spout right where I want it. I'll be sure of this. And then make sure my pour spout's nice and high. And here we go. Never take your torch off when you pour this. Now to me, and the way that went, that was a successful pour. And when we open that, it's going to be the most beautiful ingot in the whole world. So here we go. And you can do it right away, because the minute that gold hits this ingot, it kind of gets solid right away. And let's see what we got. That's perfect. Now, you might not think so. You look at that and you say, wow, it looks like it spilled everywhere, and it did. This right here is called flashing. The stuff that's around it. And what I'll do is I'll cut all that flashing off. But the reason this is a good ingot is because it all poured in there. And now all I got to do is cut off all that flashing and run it through my mill and make it my sheet. So anyway, very successful. Let's hope I have enough to make the sheet I want.